Red Bull is once again the center of attention heading into this race weekend, and it's easy to understand why. We're only at the third Grand Prix of the season and the team is already making a major change by bringing in a new driver to replace the departing Liam Lawson. Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We have 3 exciting stories for you, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Even though Lawson had hardly had time to get used to the car or the team's obvious dissatisfaction with his performance led to the abrupt decision to replace him with Yuki Tsunoda. If you subscribe to Grand Prix, you've been following all the behind-the-scenes developments that led to this point. What do you think of Red Bull's decision? More importantly, do you think Tsunoda has what it takes to finally become the dependable teammate Verstappen needs? Tell me what you think in the comments section below. And while you're at it, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications enabled so you don't miss any updates from the Formula One world. Of course, if you're enjoying this coverage, hit the like button. It really helps support everything we do here at Grand Prix. Now, let's talk about Max Verstappen, who isn't holding back as usual. The reigning world champion has expressed his dissatisfaction with the way things have been handled within the team. According to Verstappen, Red Bull is making poor decisions not only regarding personnel but also how they're handling the car's performance issues. In his opinion, blaming the drivers is merely a convenient diversion from the actual technical issues. Verstappen said this week in a direct interview in Japan that the car is the main problem at Red Bull, not the drivers. He explained that the car has become increasingly unstable, with performance varying drastically from one corner to the next. At times, it feels fine, but at other times, it behaves in an unpredictable way, making it difficult for any driver, including himself, to know how far they can push before they risk losing control or spinning out. Verstappen was honest in his assessment that the car is not in a state where a second driver can be expected to perform consistently. Until that is accomplished, no amount of talent can make up for poor car behavior. He continued by saying that Red Bull won't be able to resume winning races and contending for titles by simply attempting to get a bit more performance out of the present machine. In order to increase lap times and restore driver confidence in the car's behavior under various track conditions, a significant software package will be required. It's uncommon to hear this kind of candid criticism, particularly from a team's top driver, but Verstappen isn't known for sugarcoating things, and his worries are legitimate. Red Bull's success in recent seasons has mostly been attributed to creating vehicles that were ideal for him, so it's interesting to hear him blame the vehicle rather than the drivers. Now, we ask, do you agree with him? Do you believe Red Bull made the right decision by switching up the lineup and giving Tsunoda a chance? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is the main cause of Red Bull's recent problems, not the drivers. To stay up to date on the quickest, sharpest takes in Formula One, like this video and hit the bell. We'll see you soon with more news directly from the paddock. It is no longer a secret. Red Bull is going through one of the most difficult times in its recent history. Previously renowned for its internal stability and track dominance, the team is now dealing with a number of controversies, key personnel departures, and mounting internal pressure. Adrian Newey and Jonathan Wheatley, 2 important figures in Red Bull's success, have reportedly left or are on the verge of leaving. And to make matters worse, the team is still having trouble finding a driver lineup that can consistently compete on par with Max Verstappen. Verstappen is obviously unhappy, and the reigning world champion has voiced his deep discontent with the team's current state. The fact that Red Bull hasn't produced a car that can win races or compete seriously for the championship thus far this season has sparked rumors that Verstappen may be ready to move on if things don't get better quickly. Some reports even suggest that he may leave as early as next season, with Aston Martin emerging as a serious contender for his signature. It's reasonable to assume that if Newey builds a project around Max, the Dutchman might follow. Now it's your turn. Do you think that this is the end for Red Bull, or can they turn things around? Let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to Grand Prix and enable notifications so you don't miss any updates from the world of Formula One. Ralf Schumacher, a former Formula One driver and current Sky Sports analyst, was blunt in his assessment of Red Bull's current situation this week, saying that the company is collapsing. Schumacher maintained that the team's recent performance and internal strife are indicators of more serious problems and that Verstappen's skill is the only reason they are still competitive. He claimed that Max is the only one keeping Red Bull in the race and earning points far more than the car actually deserves. He went on to say that behind closed doors, things are burning at Red Bull. And what's more shocking is his assertion that Verstappen seems at ease not because he is content but rather because he knows he might not be there for long. He even said that Aston Martin is willing to go to any lengths to bring Max on board, offering him complete flexibility and the kind of individualized approach that no other team on the grid can currently offer. Not even Mercedes, who seemed fully focused on developing young talent. Schumacher believes Max already sees no real future at Red Bull and that his current attitude reflects a mindset of detachment, knowing he has other offers lined up and that the team's performance, good or bad, doesn't change much for him anymore. What do you think? Do you agree with Ralf Schumacher that Red Bull is actually collapsing from the inside out and that losing Verstappen could cause things to go out of control without Max and without any other driver who can consistently produce results? The team could rapidly drop from the top tier of the grid. Kimi and Eli Schumacher's warning was very clear. Mark the end of their Formula One supremacy by leaving a comment below and remembering to subscribe to GradPri. How do you feel about Yuki Tsunoda's Red Bull debut at the Japanese Grand Prix? How do you feel about Yuki Tsunoda's Red Bull debut at his home Grand Prix in Suzuka? Please leave a like and ring the bell to stay updated with every turn of this fast-paced drama. See you in the next one, and buckle up, this story is far from over. While fans are undoubtedly intrigued by this mid-season lineup change, there is one guy in the paddock who doesn't seem very excited about this latest decision. Do you think he has what it takes to rapidly adjust to the car and achieve a great performance right away, or are you skeptical? With Tsunoda taking over the second seat, a new dynamic is emerging within Red Bull, and naturally, everyone wants to know how Max Verstappen is handling it. The reigning world champion has made no attempt to conceal his displeasure with Red Bull's decision to fire Liam Lawson after just 2 races, depriving the young talent of a chance to fully establish himself and demonstrate his potential. At a news conference held in Japan this week, when asked if he planned to assist Yuki in accelerating and acclimating to the demands of the vehicle and the squad, Max gave a direct and somewhat icy response. Ultimately, it's not really up to me. He must figure things out for himself because my experience isn't his and it won't directly help him. I only saw Yuki briefly yesterday because he was busy at the factory, but everyone attempting to succeed in this sport works hard every single day and deserves a chance. That response raised few questions. In Formula One, every second counts, and it's common for drivers and teammates to concentrate only on their own performance. The sport's reality is often harsh. No one will hold your hand. You either prove yourself or you're replaced. Despite Verstappen's cool reception, Verstappen doesn't think mentoring a teammate is part of his job. Racing in front of a home crowd gives any driver an extra layer of motivation. And Tsunoda is no stranger to performing well under pressure. He has remained upbeat and spoken confidently about the car, saying that it's not as difficult to handle as people make it out to be. In fact, he has gone so far as to say that he believes a podium finish at Suzuka is possible. He may perform at a higher level thanks to the atmosphere at Suzuka and the opportunity to drive for one of the grid's most successful teams. But it's never easy to adjust to a top team in the middle of the season, because Red Bull's RB chassis is renowned for being specially designed to accommodate Verstappen's aggressive driving style. Colleagues have historically found it challenging to keep up with him. It is unclear if Yuki can reverse that trend or follow in the footsteps of his predecessors. So let's ask you this. Do you believe Verstappen is justified in letting Tsunoda go it alone? Or should a world champion do more to help his new teammate, particularly under such pressure? What about Yuki? Is his confidence based on skill and preparation, or is he underestimating how demanding the Red Bull seat is? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to GradPri to ensure you don't miss any more fast-paced updates from the Formula One